Hello everyone and welcome back to Starcraft 2 Heart of the Swarm. In this video we are going to try and steal/learn a build in day 9 style. So recently I've been trying to get into Starcraft 2 a bit more and play some ladder, and it's not been going that well. I mean, I've been trying to do certain builds, but I don't actually practice a whole lot. Maybe I do play like an hour every couple of days, and I don't really have the micro or macro down and any solid build. The only solid build I know is 4 Gateway. And that's basically like an all-in, and if it fails or if I mess up, then I've usually lost, which is fine for Bronze League, I guess, and it sometimes works. But I'm let down by my own stupidity, which is, happens more often than you'd think. So I watched the Day 9 video, and I knew about him, I've seen him before, but I've never knew about him. So, it's just not been there. The only StarCraft I usually watch is mainly like Husky StarCraft. And I've just started to watch some more other casters and schoolers, I guess you can call them. And Day 9 done this really good video where if you're going to learn a build, to do it properly and don't just say, okay, here's the order. You build a pylon at 7 supply out of 10, and then you build this and this. And don't try to match it exactly, because it will not do you any favors in the long run. It'll just teach you that build. And it'll only teach you that build if nothing goes wrong within the game. So if, say, for instance, I'm sticking to a build and I get early Reaper Rush because I'm trying to do something different and it messes up my probe count, it messes up everything, that whole build is just delayed. I mean, and it'll be delayed anyway, but I wouldn't know how to react to it. I wouldn't know, what can I do to transition and stuff like that. So hopefully this one will teach me a bit more. Like, learning it this way would teach me how to react to it. So I am playing in windowed mode because I do need to tab out occasionally to look at my notes, but I have no idea how to record the screen at the same time with DxTory. I don't think it's even possible. But I'll put notes up on the screen for you guys. I'll probably split this into several videos. So in order to steal a build, we're going to pick a build, and the one I've chosen is Forge Fast Expand into Stargate Gateway. So I have no idea who this player is. It's in Korean because StarCraft 2 is hugely popular in Korea. Okay, so it's either NSH Tassadar versus I Am Horror, and the game is Gateway Stargate All In. So let's have a look-see. So that's in Korean, and the other guy, let's look at everyone. Yeah, it should be E. So the other guy is... Okay, so apparently I've got it completely wrong. Or maybe that's just an alt account. But anyways, either way, this is the player we're going to be trying copying, and he's going to be doing a Forge Fast Expand. So the first step, which is what this video is learning the build. Like, not learning the build, we're learning the build over these videos, but we're going to see what he does and write down in groups. We're going to watch his replay and just take notes. So let's just play in double speed and see how long it takes him to expand and push out. So because I'm in windowed mode, and I've not restricted the mouse, I can kind of... Yay, I got a text. I can go outside of the constraints of the window, which is annoying, so I have to use the arrow keys. So he puts his pylon down before the first minute. I better turn my volume down. And then he goes off to scout, but we'll ignore that for now because Bronze League, you don't really need to scout all that much. So first minute, he's put his pylon down. What else? He's literally just building probes. This whole time he's been building probes, one at a time, chrono boosting probes. He got the scout off. Very nice. And what's his next build? So he's building probes. He's up 15 supply at the moment. Wow. So he's going to the full 18 supply. Oh, so there he goes. He's off to build his forge. So he built a forge first, and you'll see he takes the minerals and he's waiting for his nexus, and there goes his nexus. So let's pause it here. So he's expanded by the 3-minute mark, which is nice. I mean, I've never expanded that early. And so what I'm going to do now is write down the groups so far, what he's done. So let me just go into my notepad, and you'll be able to see this in the notes, hopefully on the screen if I remember to do it right. So we're going to write down the building groups, and we're going to do it in 3 groups. So we're going to do it before the Nexus, and then group 2 will just be the Nexus, and then group 3 will be after the Nexus. And so let's just... Group 1 is... So just pylon, and what was it? It was a forge, wasn't it? Forge, and then group 2 is the Nexus. And so what's group 3? Oops, I forgot to put my... Okay, just save that. Okay, so that's the build order so far. So he went Pylon down here to Wall Off, Forge, and then straight into the expansion. And that's not actually a supply... Oh, it is a supply depot, but it's not the... That's yeah, okay, that's weird. I was just looking at it. It is a supply depot, but it's not actually to do with any Terrans because there are no Terrans on the map. It's basically an unbuildable plate or a rock or something just to stop the wall off. But anyways, so he's built his Nexus and his Forge and his Pylon, and those are the only 3 buildings he's built so far within 3 minutes. And he has built loads and loads of probes. But we're not going to bother with the probes yet. We're just going to bother with the buildings. And so let's just press play and see what else he does next. So you can see the pylon, everything's building at the top, and instantly he builds another pylon. What's this probe doing? And a cannon. So pylon, cannon, gateway is his next build. Although, so let's tab out. I'm gonna put. Nah, it'll still be group 3. So maybe I'll make another group called group 4 because this is quite a long build. So what he's done is he's built another pylon, but I don't really need to worry about pylons because you have to just build them when you supply blocks anyway. So he built the pylon, cannon, and gateway. So that is currently what he has in group 3. And let's carry on. So his Nexus is about to finish before the 5-minute mark, which is really bloody impressive. He's not built anything in here. Oh, so when did he get his gas? Ah, I've completely forgot to watch his main. So let's go back a bit. Yeah, back a bit. So he's not got his gas here. So he built his pylon. Speed it up a bit. So there goes his Forge and his Nexus. So he done it in group 3. So let's just pause it a second and put it in group 3. So he done double gas. Did he do it at the same time or did he just do it one at a time? Let's have a look. So yeah, he done double gas. He done double gas before the Nexus went out, which is interesting. So he hasn't built his... there's his cybernetics core. So pause it again, add cyber core. So as you can see, this is a very group 3 heavy build. And a Stargate. Okay, so you'll notice that he's done all of this before, well, around the 6-minute mark. You know, we're in 6 minutes into the game, which is technically about 5 minutes real time. He's made more pylons. We won't really worry about building pylons just because we make them as and when. And obviously he's got his void ray out, and then he goes around with it. And when does he push out? So he started building his gateway. So he put on 5 gates. Ooh, and I think that's basically the entire of the build. Stargate and then 5 gate at the same time. That are capitals. Save. So let's look at the building groups and build order now. So as you can see, in group 1 there's a pylon and Forge. That's it. That's all he built. It's called Forge Fast Expand for a reason. So pylon, Forge down to help the wall off on the natural. Then he expands straight away. And then in group 3 he starts building all his tech and his defense. So he builds his cannon. Well, builds another pylon because he's obviously building probes, but then he's got his cannon, a gateway, double gas to prepare him for the Stargate. Then he builds a cyber core, which then again he researches warp gate, and that warp gate needs to be done before the 5 gates are built. And you'll see that in the tech if I looked at it, but I didn't, which is silly of me. So after the cyber core, it's the Stargate and then 5 gate, and that's basically all he built. If we just play the rest of the game, I can't even zoom out much more. But that's basically the whole build. And now he's just warped in a bunch of units and he's pushing before the 10-minute mark. With loads of sentries, loads of stalkers, and he's warping in more. He always moves out with the pylon, and he's basically doing this. I need to turn the volume down even more. He's doing this early push, and he does end up winning this game. But because this is a high level game, I think this is pro level even. Yes, probably is. You can see the roaches coming up here to attack and it's very vulnerable, I guess, to this kind of attack. You know, straight counter, and it came down to a base race situation. He couldn't warp in units to defend. You know, he probably could, but he wanted to go all in on the attack, and he couldn't stand up to it. You can see the guy GG'd, left the game because he just couldn't kill off all the buildings before he could, although he had an overlord over there. Interesting. So that is the build we're trying to learn. In Bronze League, this should do quite well against all races, unless they decide to be a dick. I don't know, it might be difficult to do against Terran, who are going Reaper Rush, but that seems to be quite common anyway. So that is the replay, and that is what we are trying to steal. Now, so the next episode is going to be me playing 3 to 5 games to get the buildings down. Now it's not going to, we're not going to focus on units for now. I mean, units come later. What we're going to do is just going to play against an easy AI and try to get these buildings, you know, down and done before, you know, like the 10-minute mark, and just try and get everything just built. And I'm not very good at live commentary whilst doing this game, so I'll try my best. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. So hopefully I can do that. So I'll see you in the next